Hello everybody and welcome into the SFA Season 16 Week 8 Bear Cave Games. We are officially here. I am just going absolutely nutty. I've had a wacko day. So yeah, I'm a bit all over the place. Don't even know what this thing is saying. Welcome in pizza. Been one heck of a day. I'm actually considering quitting my job and looking for something else just because, my God, the last 3 months of my life have been awful. Yeah, but nobody wants to hear about my problems. We're here for the SFA, boys. I am gonna be around on Saturday after working. I'm not doing anything else but just watching football. So in a VC or something in the Discord, I am going to hold kind of like a town hall of sorts because we're at the point in the season where I have to figure out what we're doing for next season. And right now, I have zero clue if we're going to the new game, if we're staying another season on this game, right? So, if you want to stop by, it'll be like a VC or something. Or maybe the stages thing, and we'll try to figure out what we're going to do, because we can technically move to the next game. I just don't know if it's going to be a good choice. Poor Cryo, man. You hate the state of Mexico. Oh, man. Yeah. Tough loss there for UNLV. Let's go. Looks good. Sounds good. Sorry to hear. Yeah. All good, Mike. We are here. The SFA is what I like to do, so it's going to be a fun night. The Broncos play tonight, so let's get on into it. As always, guys, you guys know that the SFA Bear Cave stream is about the 10 best games that aren't game day. We got Red River for game day this week. We had a couple of upsets. The massive upset, though, was in Watch Party. It's on YouTube, the entire game. From start to finish, one of the better games we've seen in quite a while here in the SFA. So if you haven't watched it, you should go watch it. Miles Tilley, the backup SFA reject quarterback for UTSA, came in and outplayed Bryce Beers on his way to a victory. Was incredible. Great moment, so you should watch that if you haven't already. Already up on the YouTube channel. But let's get on into it. We got a great slate of games here. Remember, guys, we're doing predictions for every game for raffle tickets. And so if you decide to redeem any of those raffle tickets, you have to DM me to make sure I remember to count how many you got so I can enter you into the raffle at the end of the season. So let's get on into it. We have a beautiful slate of games here today, and we are going to go into the Mountain West first. So it's going to be Wyoming at Hawaii. This is a game that historically has been very interesting. Coach Woolley and Coach Wynn now both veteran coaches, and we'll see what they can do. Wyoming's been on a bit of a heater, upsetting Fresno State and company, whereas Hawaii started out tough, but now they're kind of finding their groove once they're hitting conference play. So let's see what happens. Wind, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. And for you guys on the predictions, this is a 6-point favorite for Hawaii. So do you think Hawaii will cover 6 points? Or do you think Wyoming is going to continue their heater of a streak and they're going to cover? Remember, guys, if it hits exactly on that 2-minute or on that 6-point mark, it's going to be a cover for Hawaii. It goes to the covering team. We don't do any pushes here. All right, so prediction is live. We got Wyoming and Hawaii. Wind did not send in any uniform requests because they are basic as hell, but we'll go with him. I don't see any requests in terms of heads, tails, kick, or receive. So we're just going to go on into it. And remember, guys, Broncos are playing tonight, so I am going to watch it during game day, but if it trickles into Bear Cave, I can't because I utilize my phone while I do Bear Cave. So if somebody can update me what's going on in that game, Bjorby, or Borb Nix. I call him Borb. I know there's a lot, anytime we type it in chat, some people are like, Bo RB, but I always am saying Borb. Or I say Borby. Alright, here we go. Let's get on into the first game of the week. Wyoming, Hawaii. Critical interconference, interdivision matchup here. Remember, these wins are precious, especially for Wyoming. Hawaii, not so much. They're not really a contender as of this point, but they are undefeated in conference. Remember, all conference champions will be making the playoff this season. And remember, guys, this is Hawaii's stadium. This stadium in-game is corrupted. Those banisters, they cover part of the end zones. It's not a me problem. It's not a you problem. It's a game problem. So let's get it. Heads and kick is what we do when the user is not here. Here we go. Yeah, Borb. Pookie. My Pookie Borb. As Hawaii starts out very nicely. 7-7 though. Wyoming hanging tough. Remember, Kareem Paul, he was a Heisman finalist last season. Haven't seen much of him this year, and they have an 11-point lead here in the first half. They push it to 18. Hawaii is going nutty here. Are they going to get the cover? Hawaii is cooking, but Wyoming is coming back. No, they are not. Hawaii is going to put an exclamation point on this one, it seems. Except they missed the field goal. And then you've got negative yardage. Not looking good here for the Cowboys. But we've got fumbles into interceptions. What the heck's going on here? And there's a punt. And they stall out inside the 5. So that's going to do it here for Wyoming. It is going to be 35-19, a 16-point loss. So that is going to be, for you guys following along at home, a Hawaii cover to start the night. So as always, we go through the full game highlights here. So here is the scoring summary. So Wyoming, 26 of 44, 1 touchdown, 1 interception for Chris Neal. Bad completion percentage is kind of a thing of this game. Jamie Brown only getting 9 carries. That is not supposed to happen. He's a lot better than that, but they definitely couldn't run the ball here today. Yam legend Ryan McGee going nutty here, 7 for 91. He always shows up. And on the defensive side, you've got Sparkman getting 9. A lot of TFLs here. Pud Foxtail, the SFA player. The sack goes to Gibson. No interceptions. Couple of deflections, one for Mike Strong, and the fumble. So now headed on over to the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Kareem Paul, redshirt sophomore. He has 3 touchdowns. Definitely a great game for him. They were able to run the ball tonight with Brian Wilson. Receiving the ball, you got a lot of different guys touching the rock here. 16 pancakes for William Marks. And on defense side, Damari Baker, SFA freshman, along with the Lorenzo Roberg. So the freshman duo combined for 3 TFLs and 2 sacks each. So Kelly Kachuk gets the pick. So that's what Wooly was focusing on throughout the offseason, was his, or throughout last season, was the defensive line, and it looks like he's got it, since they definitely won him this game. So Hawaii is going to cover to start the night. Borby Knicks, yes sir. Yeah, reality, yeah, the glitches in this game are always wacko. It's like if you're the revamp team, like, I highly appreciate all the work that they've done, but how could you not have thought to check your stadium in CPU versus CPU view, right? It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't understand how that would miss their, like, quality of life checks, but once again, it's a great game. I don't really care about one stadium being a little messed up. All right, so let's move on. Let me complete your predictions. Is all the money went towards that Hawaii. Sorry to the person who lost their one coin. I think that was probably Mike. All right, next up is we've going back to the AAC. We had a great game here last week in the snow. We'll see if it happens again. Army dropped down to number 20 in the country. Western Kentucky at 4-2. So, Coach Rosie, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. But we've got a 2-point favorite for the Hilltoppers here. So, who covers? Do you have WKU, the reigning AAC champions, or do you side with Army? The game, for some reason, loves this Army team for that win over Boston College. I am not sure why. But nevertheless, we move. Very even on the, very even on paper. All right, so we'll get into it as always. I go with the user and then heads and kick. So that's what we'll do here. I don't see her in chat. All right. Very evenly matched. They're averaging the exact same amount of points and within a couple of points here on the defensive side. So mirror images. Oh, baby. I love this uniform combo for Western Kentucky. One of my favorite teams in the SFA with their build. Maximus Mays, that there are tons of SFA players throughout. So let's see what happens here tonight under the lights. A 2-point favorite for Western Kentucky. Now, they're trying to get back into the division because Charlotte is ahead of them, and they're having a great year. So, critical match. They do not want to drop another conference game. They're scared, Pizza. They're scared. All right. So, nice start here for Western Kentucky. We've got Army coming on in. They do nothing. All right. So, here come the tops. 14-0 on the dome. Army responds, but these are triple option teams. Once you get behind by a couple scores, it's very hard to come back. We'll see if they can mount a second half comeback. It's still 2 scores, but they're hanging tough as we go to the final quarter. Army has not held the lead once in this game, and they throw a pick. Here come the armed forces, and they tie this bitch up. Here we go, the final 5 minutes. 3 and out there for Western Kentucky. Things are falling apart here for Big Red in the tops. And they're just going backwards here now for Army. They've got a punt. Very interesting. Maximus Mays now. They're moving the rock. And they go 3 and out. Nobody wants to win. Remember, guys, we jump in at that 2-minute mark here as Army now is mounting a drive. Here we go. 2nd and 2. They're inside the 30. Andy Gatewood under center. TJ Sanderson, top of your screen, the only SFA player on this offense. They're going to run a little clock here. They are in field goal range. Can Army mount the comeback, take their first lead the ball game? Man in motion. It's going to just be a traditional push up the gut, and that's going to be a first down. All right, beautiful play there, and it looks like they're just going to come back out in that option formation that they love so much with the slot backs. There's 11 in the box right now. And they're still... Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is Andy doing? Oh, up the gut. Touchdown, Andy Gatewood. What a move from Andy. Army takes the lead. It didn't look pretty, but it got the job done. What did we just watch? In all of our seasons, all of our 11,000 plus games, we have never seen a triple option play quite like that one. He did the fake pitch into like the face reverse twist-a-rooney up the seam. What in the world did we just watch from Andy Gatewood? That's something you might see from like a Clayton Tune. Not like 70 overall, Andy Gatewood. So now Western Kentucky on... Oh, we get a hurdle! Laz Palmer's takes to the skies. It doesn't end up working as now we got Maximus Mays III trying to mount his game-tying drive. Maximus Mays with those defensive tackle arms. Laz Palmer, top of your screen. Chuck Sledge, the Yam legend, in the slot as we hand this off to Jackson Viss, the SFA player. So they need to do more than just run the ball as Viss has 34 touches today. May's going to throw it. He takes off. He has some wiggle of his own. There he goes. He gets a first down. Clock stops. They should hurry this up now. Still have 2 timeouts. Here they come. Under center now. Maximus. Clock's running. A deep drop. He yams it deep. Way out of bounds. Looking towards Laz Palmer, covered by SFA player Jemai Slauson. So here we go at their own 36. Shotgun formation, sledge in the slot. They're going to audible. Tight end cross motion. Mays, they bring a blitz. He floats. Open man. That's going to be a first down. And that's Laz Palmer, the SFA player. Former 4-star wide receiver / quarterback, believe it or not. So now across the 50, they are in yam range. See if they decide to take a chance at the end zone here. Is offensive line's holding up pretty well. This gets himself 7, and they take that second timeout. Second and 3 inside a minute. Going short side this time, it seems. 5-man rush over the middle, and he missed his man. He might have had a bit of separation there. Maybe just a straight-up miss from Mays. Leon Fox could never have missed that one. Now here we go. 3rd and 3. They're empty set for Mays. Watch his legs. Only a 4-man rush. He is going to take off. He finds a hole. That's going to be a first down and more inside the 35. They got to get me a crystal ball here up in the booth. I know what's coming. So they hurry it up. Back empty. Tight end in motion yet again. 34 yards away from tying this game. Over the middle. Open man. Can he fall forward? No. So clock continues to run. Tim Jones couldn't get there. Come on, guys. Time's running. You got to hurry it up. You got to get this in the end zone. 2nd and 2. Empty set. Maximus Mays. He takes off, and he goes down. Clock is continuing to run. You couldn't take a sack there, buddy. Inside 20 seconds now. Not like this, Maximus. 14 seconds. It's 3rd and 6. They led the entire ball game. Inside, this could be the final play. Mays, he takes off, and he goes down. Unlike Ohio State, Maximus Mays could see the clock. One last play to tie the game. We're 29 yards away. Can Western Kentucky find a tie? Mays drops back to the end zone. Tipped away. Army survives. 35-28. All on the Andy Gatewood touchdown run. What a game here to start week 8, the second half of the season. Beautiful game here. I want to look at that Andy Gatewood touchdown. That was unreal. He just kind of bopped around like a pinball till he found the hole. So what a game, what a game. And for those scoring at home, that is an Army outright victory here in terms of BearCave. So we'll pay you guys out for that one. Oh man, it looks like everybody went Western Kentucky. So that's a big payout for whoever picked it with their 1 coin or whatever. Oh, nobody thought Army could do it. Doubting our armed forces. Shame, shame, shame. All right, so let's go take a look at that play if we can find it in the highlights here. So it's got to be after this drive. Yeah, so it's going to be this 21-yard. Hopefully, yes, we have the highlight. All right, so it's just a regular triple, or it's just a quick option, I guess. And for whatever reason, it looks like he has a pretty good path here. I mean, I don't think that block's going to get picked up, but there's nobody to catch the pitch, man. But then, look, he just sticks the foot in the ground and switches paths. He jukes out 4 defenders coming this way. But now he's like, oh, what am I going to do here? I mean, he just waits, and then he's like, no, I'm going to turn back. So, and then he sees the beautiful pancake from the block guy. And he's like, oh, I'll just take this to the house. What in the world was this play? Let's just go unreal. What a terrible play. Unbelievable. Andy Gatewood is a menace. So, here's the scoring summary. It was all Jackson Viss, and then Army somehow came back here. Welcome in, Coach Tribe. As we got Maximus Mays going 16 of 30 for 210 and two touchdowns. Viss with 2 touchdowns of his own, spreading the ball around pretty nicely. And then Rutherford, SFA player, getting 11 tackles. A lot of TFLs here, but no sacks. Obviously, it's Army. Probably not going to get a lot of sack opportunities. And no fumbles, so no turnovers could be part of the problem. Let's go. Welcome in, buddy. 10 of 19 for Andy Gatewood. 1 touchdown for him. And a lot of touchdowns for these guys on the ground. As always, it is Army. And then on defense, 3 TFLs here for Gibbons. We got 3 total sacks. We've got Aaron Robinson, and then we've got a couple of deflections. And that's going to do it. So, if you're just joining us, we have a Hawaii cover to start, and then we have a Army outright victory. So, a little all over the place here so far. So, as always, got to get my players of the game screenshot. And that is, like I said, Army outright. Alright, so next up on our game list here as we continue on is we are going for our push game. Down in the SEC, we got Ole Miss taking on Big 12 team Arkansas. Arkansas put up like 70 last week on Colorado. So I don't think Coach Bodie is going to be here for this game, but if you are, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. And like I said, this is a outright game. There's no spread. So do you have Ole Miss winning or do you have Arkansas? Both of these teams could become players in their own divisions. Ole Miss has been threatening in their division, oddly enough, this season. And Arkansas only seems to have Missouri as a real opponent in the division this season, as Nebraska doesn't look all that great, but we'll see them a little bit later, see if they can claw their way back. Very even on paper, so it'll be a very interesting one if you guys use your coins here, as we will go on board with the away team like usual. And look at that, we get a Matt Curl loading screen for Ole Miss game. So we'll see, is it going to be Woo Pig Suey, or is it going to be, I don't know, Come to the Sip? I don't know what their chant is. Was it like something with the shark fin up or something? They got like, I don't know why, if you're the Ole Miss Rebel, why you have something with a shark. Doesn't make any sense. But I love the baby blue, so it's okay. Here we go. We are in Arkansas. We'll do heads and kick per usual. Like I said, no line on this game. And this is a non-conference game, so this is just a confidence builder for both teams. Ah, gotcha. One of those old Confederate things. All right. 7-7 here in the first. Very evenly matched like we anticipated. Arkansas scoring, and it looks like they're not going to stop. Up 14 now, Ole Miss, and they add a field goal after half. You don't want to let these teams get away from you. It's 18 points now. Ole Miss is in trouble. The Pigs are suing. 31-17, a 2-score lead as we enter the fourth quarter, but they can't score, and neither can Ole Miss. Things are getting down to the nitty-gritty. Ole Miss, you got to score and score fast, and they do! And they go for 2. So one of those interesting analytic plays. We'll see if they can get the ball back here, and they do. All right, so we're going to watch it now because it's within a score. Ole Miss is going to have a chance to win this football game. So they're going to run this clock out. Ole Miss electing not to use one of their 3 timeouts. So the analytic play, down 14 to go for the 8-pointer, I guess, is the way they wanted to go. So here we go. Angle this towards the corner. It looks like a beauty. Oh my, did he get it? Did we just see the punt of the year? We'll have to wait and see. No, it just went out the back of the end zone. Or out the side. So they'll start out at the 20. So Ole Miss only a couple years removed from making the playoff back in season, 14? As we get a nice scramble here from the quarterback. That's going to be a nice 15-yard gain or so. As remember, they only need a touchdown to win this. Minute 25 left. Only rushing 3, and they yam that one to the corner, and it's intercepted! Arkansas gets it. And now they can run out the clock with a few first downs. Looks like they might have, the offensive line might have collapsed in there on them. So remember, it's a one-score game. They still have their timeout, so we got to see if Arkansas can, in fact, run this clock out. They're going to hand this off, and he goes nowhere. So Dexter Johnson, the SFA player on the tackle, one of the only SFA players currently on this team. 2nd and 9. Been a while since we've seen Arkansas be any good. Last time they were good was when Jaquindon Johnson was their quarterback, because in this roster set he was a beast at quarterback, but in real life he transferred, or he position changed to be a running back, and that's where he is at in real life right now. So 3rd and 8. Can Ole Miss get the ball back here? And oh, it doesn't look like it. That's going to be a first down. Thomas Bell moves the chains, and the win is going to go to the Razorbacks. Unreal. What a game. As long as they aren't dumb with their kneel downs. Cough, cough, Jackie Moon. So we just got to watch these couple of kneel downs here. Remember, there was no spread, so this is just an Arkansas outright victory if this result holds. Should be one more snap, and they should be good to go. So great win at home here for the Razorbacks. And Nathan talking crap on his old team. That's hilarious. The team that he could not build for anything. And there it is. Arkansas gets the win, 31-25, and it's clearly looking like Arkansas and Missouri are the teams fighting for that Big 12 North title. Remember, the Big 10 South is the Juggernaut Conference, so they have their work cut out for them. Look at the celebration. And poor Ole Miss, unable to get it done. But remember, it is a non-conference game, so they're not completely out of it. Quarterback gets player of the game. Yeah, I definitely feel like a lot of Ole Miss's problems are still from the Nathan era, but that's all right. Fink made a career off of ruining programs in the SFA. Look at Wake Forest. Look at Western Michigan. Look at Kansas falling off. Alright, hurry this cutscene up, man. Sometimes this cutscene takes a million years, but you don't want to mess with it, otherwise it could crash the game. Alright, game stats, here we go. We've got very interesting one here. No SFA players of note. Players of the game, we've got Joel Wilson, 22 of 33, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Ismael Johnson, 26 for 65, terrible yards per gain. Pretty good on the spreading of the rock and on defense. TFLs, they had 3 guys with 2 sacks for Smith and Russell. Interceptions, none on the day. Had 2 deflections, though, and no fumbles. And for Arkansas, Chris Robinson, your player of the game, 22 of 45, 3 touchdowns, 275 through the air. Run the ball, Thomas Bell got the win at the end of the day. And receiving wise, Terrell Gold with 7 catches, 3 touchdowns across the board. And then for the defense, Holmes with 11 tackles. He had 4 TFLs. And the sack goes to Merritt. Interceptions go to Walker and Hunter. And deflections go to Alex Alford, with a fumble going to Jason Newell. Tonight I have the Bub means 2 touchdowns. Okay, Tribe, I hate you. Judge with a home run. Shocked that guy's performing in the playoff. Dude, you know how nasty it's going to be to have Dodgers-Yankees World Series? That's so stupid, dude. It's like unwatchable. Alright, so this is an Arkansas outright. Like, at least, if we're going to have one of the 2 powerhouses, at least let it be Yankees and Mets. That would be at least interesting. Like the Battle of New York. That would be at least interesting. But the Dodgers and the Yankees, ugh, dude. Y'all need to stop with your Bub Means talks, dude. Dude was putting fries in bags just a week ago. Relax. Alright, so next up, we're going to the Big Ten. We've got Nebraska and we've got Minnesota. So, Coach Zach, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Kind of a tough start to the season here for Nebraska, 2-4. And this is a 3-point spread for Minnesota, who Coach Rick and his boys have just been plain old consistent. That's what they do. That's what they preach. They've been ranked in the bottom half of, or the bottom like 5 of the top 25 throughout the season, just grinding out victory after victory. So will they do it again? Obviously, Nebraska was in the championship last year. They have all the flashy talent. They got Vondale Bronco. But Minnesota, tried and trued. Let's see what you guys got. So you guys are all blinded by Bub Means, but you don't even begin to realize the kind of game that Devon Ville is going to have. He's going to be an absolute beast. SFA legend. He was on the Utah team that won the national championship in Season 8. So, ha. Alright, so I don't see Zach, so we'll just get on into it. We've got 5K on Minnesota. What time does the game start? Starts in like 20 minutes, right? I am going to have to just turn it on. I can't miss Broncos. Come on now. So we're in Minnesota. Home of the Gophers. Obviously, TCF Bank. We've been here quite a while. Alright, heads and kick here for Coach Zach. Alright. So, no score early on, defensive battle, and still nothing. So, 0-0 after 1 in this Big 12, Big 10 matchup. Still no score. Nebraska breaks us out, and then Minnesota responds, but here comes Nebraska with the big plays. Remember, very explosive offense, but they got to keep those turnovers in check, and they extend it to 10 points. But here comes Minnesota, start of the 4th quarter, and that's what they do. So, Nebraska, oh my God, a long TD drive there, and they extend it back to 10. So, we cannot jump in, folks. We got to wait until it's a 1-score possession, and we are watching the clock run out. They've got to get something going for Minnesota. Can they get something going? No! We got some kneelage here for Nebraska, and there it is, a top 25 upset. Nebraska walks into Minnesota and takes them down. What a performance here for Nebraska. That's going to be a Nebraska outright victory. So to start the day, we have 1 cover and 3 outright wins as Fondale Bronco goes 16 to 26, 222, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And he helped run the football. He couldn't really run it at all, but hey, it worked. Arian Green Davis finally doing something. Washiko Johnston doing his thing. Malahalo always with an absurd amount of pancakes as Pin Mayorga gets 10 tackles, 4 TFLs along with it. The sack goes to Phillips. Interceptions, none today, with the deflections coming from these 3 and the fumble for Nunez. And for Minnesota, suffering a loss here today. 13 of 36, sir! Oh, no. Get this guy a wristband. What the hell? 36 completion percentage is not going to win you a lot of football games, folks, as Rhett Bush, the Yams legend, gets 10 tackles. TFLs go this way, though. Sack goes to Washington. Interception goes to Eli Hayford. And a couple of deflections here. So that's going to do it. Yeah, so I think this is one pizza where the game, or like the computer, would have put Nebraska as the favorite, right? But for our betting spreads, I always want BearCave to be slightly more realistic. So if you understood where the line was and where the value was, this would have been a good opportunity to go for a Nebraska outright. But the way both these teams been playing, a 2-4 team going against, a ranked 5-1 team, obviously I am, especially when they're at home, going to favor Minnesota in this situation. But I didn't do it by much because obviously I knew Nebraska was the better team. So just one of those things. You can find value in a lot of my lines that I send. Purposefully. It's not rocket science over here. All right. So we got Iowa and Michigan. This one's going to be fun. Jarkus, let me know if you're here. Heads or tails, kick or receive, as he's taking on Coach Mango. As the Nebraska, wow, 95% of the money went on Nebraska. As now we've got a new one. This is going to be a 7-point spread for Michigan. So, do you have Michigan finally getting to a groove, or is Iowa and Rayshon Gloop going to gloop all over Mango's dome? He had an amazing game last week, like 620 yards and 6 throwing touchdowns. So, we'll see what he can do today on the road. So let's see what you guys got going for this one. We've got 9 people. Thank you guys tuning in on a Thursday afternoon going into Thursday night football. Iowa at Michigan. Another interdivision big-time game. I'm sorry, it's not. You can beat them all you want, Dogwater, but don't you dare disrespect my goat and say Bruce. His name is not Bruce Beers. It's Bryce Beers. Get that shit right, you big stupid idiot. Come on, buddy. As we got rain here in Michigan. Hail to those motherfuckers, hail to those big cocksuckers, hail, hail to Michigan, the cesspool of the West. That song was taught to me by my nanny who graduated from Michigan State. I watched Michigan games with her and she would always sing that. Because in terms of Michigan State, I believe Michigan's to the West. I don't know. That's how they sang the song. But who knows? Michigan State, they might not be all that smart. So maybe their song doesn't make any sense. Alright, I don't see Jarkus, so we'll do heads and kick. Alright, Rayshon Gloop. It looks like he's bald in here as he gets to the end of his... Alright, Michigan, quick score. Oh, no, not like this, Michigan. Give Rayshon Gloop a chance. Please, Rayshon. Yes, there's one. Come on, Rayshawn Gloop. Gloop on him, buddy. No! No! It's getting ugly here. It's only a 10-point game, but it feels like 100. Come on, Gloop! This defense is trash. Come on! No! It's 2 scores heading to the 4th, and we get a punt. Please. Nope. There it is. Michigan, too hard to handle. There's a late touchdown. We'll see if they can do anything with it, and they cannot. And, oh, no, an interception from Gloop. He's glooping on himself today. Oh, no. 48-24, straight to the dome. Iowa goes down. And it was Greg Rogers running all over town tonight. He had 5 touchdowns. Rayshawn Gloop, 18 of 37, 264, and 3 interceptions. Oh, disastrous here for my boy. You can't win a lot of games doing that, buddy. Some TFLs across the board. You get 4 sacks, 1 interception as well, but they couldn't capitalize on this game, even with a couple of fumbles here from like Carlo Hadley. Unreal game. Self-glooped. James Love, 15 of 24. He was terrible. It was all Greg Rogers. 219, 6 touchdowns. Watch out, player of the week. You got a new guy in the running there. Is over 100 for Lewis. 13 pancakes for Serge Gates, who's back in the lineup. You got 3 TFLs here from the man, the myth, the legend, Meatball, and he had a sack as well. Interceptions go to Cameron and Hart, with the deflections being plentiful. Jonathan Jones gets himself a fumble, so they must have gotten like a fumble on a interception or like something. I don't know, but that's wild. Okay, so that will do it. We got to get my player of the game, and that is a Michigan cover. They absolutely killed them that time. Maybe that line should have been bigger, but Michigan kind of being on a heater recently. They're not a team to mess around with. So always got to get our players of the game. So if you're tallying at home, this is a Michigan cover. A big-time cover. And we move to the next matchup as we are almost about halfway through here. As now we got the Patreon Game of the Week. Remember, guys, if you want to join Patreon, check out patreon.com/the SFA. And also, I haven't bumped home field in a while. Remember, it's at the bottom of the screen there. Use code SFA for all of your apparel needs. So, we've got Coach D-Sleep here, and his exact words were, "Just fuck me up, man. I'm gonna die anyways. Let it look funny." Alright, so this game is going to be Tulane -6.5. We actually saw Tulane on game day last week take on Southern Miss. It was a very interesting matchup. Tulane, once again, they are riddled with injuries, so they're only a 6.5-point favorite. But we've also seen North Texas play pretty well on BearCave the couple of times we've seen them. So we'll see if they can do something good here tonight. So 1 minute on the clock, and then I will get to the absolute ridiculous thing I'm going to do to them. So let's see what we can cook. So black helmet with, if you go... See, the problem is if you have good jerseys, it's hard to fuck you up, especially if you only have, like, 2 choices, right? Because you guys don't have any, like, weird colors. So, I mean, if you go green with the white, maybe there we go. We got some little off color here. The greens are off. At least I hope they are. I'm colorblind, so I can't really tell. Then I think the black is the most weird one with that. Alright, so receive tails. Alright, that's what we're gonna do. Here we go. Yeah, well, I already picked it, Coach Primewater. You're late. Here we go. We got Tulane. They look good no matter the combination. As we've got tails from D-Sleep. He likes receiving tail. Alright. He will receive the tail. Tulane's going to give him the tail. All right, 5-1 on 3-2, a critical Conference USA game if North Texas wants to battle their way back into this one. 7-7 game here at Benson Field. And, whoa, a big-time touchdown. Didn't know this Mean Green were explosive as they're up 3 at halftime. Tulane, this would be amazing for LA Tech fans as it's 17-17 here. It's a cross-divisional game, but they're starting to pull away. You're going to need a big time. And look at that. They take like half the quarter and only get to the 50. Nasty work, and they had a touchdown. This one, it could be all but over as it's 4th down. Remember, we can't jump in unless it's a one-score game, so we'll just go play by play, see if they can get it done. Doesn't look like it. It's 4th down, and they get it to Gerbax. All right, can they punch this home? We're under a minute, and oh, a long tutty to Ferris. I don't know who that is, Ferris Bueller or whatnot, but we got 47 seconds. The onside kick, here it is. Can North Texas, we got white on white for the game, and what was that kick? He kicked that nearly out of the stadium. The Denton Fatties are in it. Yes, sir. They still have a chance here because they have 2 timeouts. So we got to watch this end. But, of course, this is going to be a nasty uniform matchup, as always. So, remember, if they can at least force a punt if they can get this stopped. So, we'll see if Tulane decides to run any plays. So, Tulane, if they could get this under 40 seconds, but it doesn't look like they will. So, unless this play takes over 3 seconds. So, 3rd and 14, they are just going to fall on it. That's the best case scenario here for North Texas. But they can probably just kick this out of the back of the end zone because they are going to have to snap this. And, of course, because this game loves to be a dummy, we have to wait the whole 30 seconds. Except in Watch Party, remember, guys, you got to go watch Watch Party. This game was ridiculous. We had a false start in this sort of a situation that left more time on the clock than there should have been. I'm telling you. Watch Party this week. That game was ridiculous, especially at 6:30 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Dogwater almost creamed his shorts. All right. 0-0. This is the last play. They got to return it. Can they get it to the end zone? No! Down goes Gerbax. Down goes the Mean Green. Tulane gets to bowl eligibility. What a game here for the Mean Green, as that is going to be just a Tulane cover. A beautiful line set by myself, yours truly, 6.5. Except, no, wait, I can't take credit for this one. This was the Patreon game of the week. You guys did this. So there goes the cover. Me trying to take credit from you guys. I did not decide that line at all. But the 7-point victory for Tulane. That is a Tulane cover. So we got 4 more games. They are going to be a lot more meaningful coming up here. We got some great games on the slate. And then we'll have game day, which is the Red River Rivalry. So, beautiful play from them to get, at least they stayed in it. Is Brasfield 23-47, 235, 1 touchdown. I mean, if you're asking a freshman to throw it 47 times, you're going to have a bad time, I think. Elwood, 9 tackles. He's kind of cooking. 3 TFLs for Samoa. 4 total sacks here for the Mean Green. No interceptions on the day, but they had 2 deflections and no fumbles. And for Tulane, we got Billy Hines, 3 touchdowns on the day. Leonard over 100 yards. And his brother, Josh Hines, gets to 97 yards. The touchdowns going to Bobby Cabral. And on defense, Watson gets to 12 tackles. The TFLs go to McKinley and McDonald with the 2 sacks as well. Interception goes to Brandon Kemp. He had 1 in the last game as well on game day. And they got no fumbles either. All right, we are cooking up a banger here as we've got a couple more games to go. Remember, if you are tallying at home, this was a Tulane cover at home. Remember, guys, as always, VODs are available on the YouTube channel later on tonight, and then highlights from this game will be available tomorrow on the YouTube channel. And the games will be posted after the stream, along with recruiting. We got some recruiting updates to share with you guys today, as hopefully our word counter got all figured out this week. Poor Mean Green. So next up, we've got an ACC rivalry. We've got UNC taking on NC State. So, Coach Airborne, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Welcome in, Mango. You missed your game, but there was nothing to watch. Michigan stomped on Iowa's dome, as now we are going to the ACC, and this is a UNC 5-point favorite. So, are you rocking with UNC -5, or do you have NC State? Stay at +5. We got a minute on the clock here. Yeah, 48-24. It was a double up on the dome here. Ah! Oh my god, I almost just closed out of the game. That would have been stupid. All right. So this is a 5-point favorite for UNC. We'll see if they're for real. They've had some trouble early on in the year, but they battled back into the top 10. No, I do have the warnings on. It's just I minimized it instead of clicking the X. I thought I accidentally force quit it. So NC State, can they get it done? Airborne doesn't have a ton of players on this team. He's kind of in the infant stages of a rebuild here. But they're 4-2 quietly in the ACC. We could always see a surprise. But normally in this division, NC State's kind of always that fourth team. They're kind of the bridesmaid and never the bride in the ACC. So they do have a playoff appearance under their belt, though. As you look here, it's always those top 3 teams. But East Carolina lost this week to Clemson. So we'll see if North Carolina can chase Georgia Tech, who's led this division the last couple of years. So here we go. Heads and kick is always the call. We'll see if they can figure it out. Tiny-ass visitor section this week for NC State. You'd think there'd be a little bit more. Not that long of a trek over here to Chapel Hill. But 14-0. Oh, shit. I wasn't even looking. It's 14-7. And UNC ties it up. And, this one's spicy, folks. It's tied up at halftime. Woo! All right, 28-27. No, fuck you, UNC, no! Oh, my God, 41-21. What did they do at halftime? No aura. This is Stanford, Colorado all over again. What the hell out of halftime is this? 44-28 straight to the dome. It's a 10-point game. I guess we'll watch, see what happens, see if they can get the ball back. But that's going to do it, folks. UNC figures it out, and they get the cover. What in the world happened in that second half, the third quarter? At 20 unanswered points? What are these chumps doing from State? Is Marcus Stewart 25-36? He had a great day, but this team just took the third quarter off. Joel Bridges had 11 tackles. TFLs go to Love and Harrington. No sacks, no interceptions. A lot of deflections, a lot of chances at turnovers, but they couldn't get it done. And UNC, Bob Rubshaw, the transfer from Auburn. He gets 296 and 3 tutties on the day. Run the ball, Jason Manning having himself one heck of a day. Gomeshi gets 11 pancakes, and then the TFLs go to Javon, Ohio, famous alumni of North Texas. No sacks, though. The one interception is from Kevin Sellers. Couple of deflections. Forced fumble for Leak. So that's gonna do it. Yeah, 7.5 a carry is nutty. Oh, poor D-Sleep. Oh, no. Poor pobrecito. as they say. All right. And see, so this is a UNC cover. All right, so let's pay you guys out over here. 90% of the money went on the UNC cover. As we continue on, we've got now USC at California. I'm sorry, what? You deserve to lose after that. My skibbity Riz Lord taken from me by my own hubris. I don't understand what the hell you just said. That is outside my scope. Alright. USC and Cal. This is a 4.5-point favorite. Coach Crew, if you're here, let me know. Who covers? We haven't seen USC since they got thumped by Notre Dame on game day. And Cal, man, they've had a couple crazy weeks. They went into Ohio State, beat them, and then they went home and lost in overtime to Wazoo. So, not sure what we're getting from this Cal team this year. So, anything can happen in this game. Don't have a jersey request here. And I am going to turn on Twitch so that I can watch the Broncos. Oh God, is it already going? Oh my God, there's BRB! I didn't even realize it was starting. I thought I'd hit the pregame show. This is the first fucking play. Let's go. I'm right in there. All right, here we go. USC in California. As BRB lines up in shotgun in the Superdome. All right, heads and kick per usual. We're in the all whites. Oh, the Saints are doing their little throwback crap. Come on, Borb. There he goes. He takes off first play, baby. Woo! As we're going to kick. No, sir, Mango. No, sir. All right, here we go. First quarter. Touchdown USC. And USC up 14. So California, maybe they're choking here. I mean, they love to choke, especially against Miami under the lights. Down. Oh my God. USC coming back with a vengeance, but still within range. Still 13. Cal can do something here. They get back within 6. USC pulls ahead once again. It's now a 6-point game. Now 3rd and 5 as we're in the 4th quarter. And oh, Cal takes the lead. Here we go. We got a game brewing now, folks, as it's a punt, and Cal can't do anything with it. We're threatening that 2-minute line, and USC takes the lead. So we're going to go one play at a time here. As it's 4th and 6 now. Remember, we can't go until we get inside the 2-minute mark. And USC has the rock. Here we go. 1st and 10. Can they run out this clock? Going to be interesting. Cookie Fetz, Coach Crew, both coming over from Pitt. And look at Cookie Fetz. Give him a good old-fashioned stiffy. Only need a couple of first downs to end this one, or even a field goal here. So we know from the game day they are in range. They did attempt a long one. Handoff here, and that's going to be a 1st and more. What a run here from Brandon Sanders. As BRB gets himself a nice little run here. Borb Nix. Yeah, if you bet over on his rushing yards, man, you're probably already on the over. As now we've got the kneelage going. It looks like Cal has a chance here to get the ball back. But they would need a missed field goal, most likely. Don't think they can get that. I don't give the uniforms to CPU teams. All right, 3rd and 15. They're going to run a real play. So if this is an incompletion, they might be in trouble here. Hand off to the outside. And, bro, why did Bo Nix miss that throw, man? He's wide open. All right, so 4th and 10. Here comes field goal unit. They are going to have to kick it, but this likely ends the game. I don't see this. 1, it has to miss, but 2, it has to keep time on the clock. But we got to watch it because we don't want the game to mess around, right? So, looking like this is going to end up being a USC cover. So, a lot of covers now in a row. So, for poor old Flame, he's not getting a lot of those no covers he went for, as kick is up, and it is no good! Oh, no! There's 2 seconds left! Please, Cal! This would be so funny! He missed it! They've got a chance! 2 seconds! Oh, my God! Can Cal do the unthinkable? Here's the snap. Here's the yam. No, he goes down without even throwing it. What are you doing? You big, dumb, stupid Cal idiot. Buddy. What was that? You gotta at least yam it, dude. You gotta get the ball off the fucking thing. Annoying. So there is a USC cover as the Broncos are punting. Come on, guys. Now I get to see Rattler. So Cookie Fetz gets the player of the game. Hype, hype, hype. $31. Can you do something for me? Look at this miss, man. Oh, it just missed there. That's a beaut. But Cal, of course, couldn't do anything with it. So USC is going to stay ranked. They're going to probably move up a little bit. Let's pay you guys out here. This was a 50-50 choice. Definitely was an interesting choice. Definitely. Coach Crew gets a much-needed victory. Oh, God, the Cal Twitter people in chat. So, Brandon Sanders going nutty here. Ray J. Butler. All right, player stats. Cookie Fetz, 14 of 22, 244. He kept the ball safe today, and Sanders goes for over 175. Nick Mixon, baby, Yams legend, goes 5 for 77. And Micaiah Yubi goes 9 tackles. Let's go. Brown gets him that sack at the end. Deflections across the board. Henderson gets the fumble. And for Cal, Mark Cooper, 59 passes. He refused to go over the 60 mark. And Robert Butler gets 91. And he was their leading receptionist along with 96. Okay, I know a receptionist is a job, right? But is that something you could call a receiver? The leading receptionist. I don't know. That's, and you guys, grammar majors or word lovers, would that work? Can receivers be called receptionists? Or it's probably the leading receptor. Welcome in, Coach McNasty. We've got a few more BearCave games. We got the good ones, and then we've got a Fire Game Day. We've got a Red River Rivalry coming up. So if you're marking your BearCave here, this is a USC cover. So we got quite a few covers in a row. Next up is we got the #1 team in the country Bro, why is there a guy so wide open, man? Foster Moreau. Blah, dude. Without Patrick Surtain, this defense goes from a top 5 defense to like bottom 5 offense. All right, so we've got Big 12 action. We've got Texas Tech, who's on a BearCave streak. They've lost 3 in a row on BearCave. Coach Svet, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive, as we can get this prediction going. This is a 12-point favorite for OK State, the #1 team in the nation. Do you have them going -12, or do you have Texas Tech hanging in there? Got 1 minute here. Okay, D-Sleep. I don't think you have to go all the way back to the 40s. Oh, that should have been picked. Who's number 55, bro? What are you doing? Oh, I think that's the Arkansas kid, Sanders. I don't know. All right. So it doesn't look like Sved's here. So Pizza, let me know, kick or receive, and you want your State Pride unis. Oh my God, do I have to manually do it? Oh my God, dude, these people. These people, man. Alright. Alright, let's go. 3rd 9, please. Stop them. Ah, we got the stop there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We love to see that, baby. Woo! Go Broncos! As we got the State Pride uniforms, one of my favorite uniform sets in this game. Here we go. 18. I like how they put Jones AT&T Stadium. It feels like it's Jerry Jones Stadium. Maybe it's supposed to be. I don't know, but that's funny. All right, here we go. We want to kick from Pizza. See if they can hang in there, get a nice top 25 upset, top 1 upset here. So kick. Manjube has to have a legendary game. See if we can have a Gamara moment. And a good Gamara moment is that is a touchdown for OK State. Not looking good so far. They have not been able to move the ball hardly at all. But the defense is coming up clutch. Down 17, not looking good. But they battle back and give up a banger. No, not the return. Oh, Pizza. It's not pizza time. It's Pizza Hut. Right to the dome. Oh, but wait, no good. It's still a two possession game, but they can't do anything, man. What's the defense? And that's another tutty. It's 20 points now, and then they can't get it in. Oh no. Oh, Pizza, he's getting his brain smushed in here. Is 34-14 straight to the dome. There it is. Oklahoma State with that kickoff return, and you knew it was over when that happened, folks. Garrett Gamar, 13-29. He didn't turn the ball over, interestingly enough, but only 44%. They really couldn't run the ball very well, and Moonman held to 2 catches. You're not going to win a lot of football games with that. On defense, Dodds had 10 tackles. You had the TFLs go to Pollard, the sack for Campbell, and no interceptions. You only win when you get interceptions from Mikhail Copeland. He didn't get one tonight. And Oklahoma State, Stequavius Gates, 18-32. The bright side is you held a Heisman leader here. Well, you didn't really hold him on the ground, but you held him through the air. That's what matters, right? And then on defense, Lee Thomas got the sacks here for Richardson. Interceptions, deflections. Fumble for Hackett. Oh, there he is! Devon Vele, baby! The GOAT, the GOAT. He's part of my parlay. The GOAT, the GOAT. Please do it again. Boop, boop, ba-da-da-da-da. All right. Let me stop. All right, so this is a OK State cover. I'm not sure how I feel about streaming while I'm watching the Broncos. This is kind of stressful over here. Trying to do like 3 things at once. Trying to stream, trying to watch the Broncos, and trying to not to cream over B or B with this little beautiful floater. Troy Franklin. All right. So one more game here on BearCave, and this one is actually a nuke. This one I could not really predict. I made my predictions in the podcast episode this week that dropped last night. Way too late, my bad. But this one, Fresno State, Georgia Tech. We've got clash of 2 playoff teams last year, but Georgia Tech, man, or no, Georgia didn't make the playoff. Yes, McNasty, they already played. Army ended up winning. I forgot who's home and away in our game, but default jerseys, head, and receive. Yeah, so if you're here, Kennelly, you get first choice for the coin toss if he's here. So this is a 9.5-point favorite for Georgia Tech. Okay, so this was a cover for OK State. And then who covers? Are you rocking with GT minus 9.5? Or are you going with Chadley Brown? Is it Chadley season tonight, folks? Remember, man, this team is not very deep, but they have one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen. So who you got, who you got? I don't see anything from Kennelly, so it looks like we will end up going with Georgia Tech receive. Yeah, they kind of choked at the end, McNasty. They led the entire game, gave up a ridiculous touchdown on a triple option play, and then they couldn't come back. Bro, why are there so many guys with the last name Orgy? There's one here. There's the Michigan quarterback. Does anyone know the origin of the Orgy last name? Is that named after an actual orgy? That's ridiculous. And why are all the football players named Orgy? As it's raining here, that probably favors Georgia Tech, if we're being honest, in the run game. Coach Mike wearing his jacket over his suit. As look at this, the #1 pass offense and 113th rush defense. That will tell you everything you need to know about Fresno State. One-dimensional. If you can start Fred Hart and these receivers, it's going to be a very long day. It's now 4th down for the Broncos, unfortunately. We have to come off the field. Boo! Boo! All right. So, they won the toss, I guess. So, here we go. Georgia Tech gets to receive. And first quarter, final BearCave game of the day. Fresno gets a field goal to start. Nothing doing here for Georgia Tech. The defense holding tough here for the Bulldogs. Oh no, and there they go. They break through in the second quarter, and are the floodgates opening in Atlanta? Yes, they are. 3 straight tutties right to the dome. Chadley on his back foot. He has to yam it. He's not yamming it. 24-3. But Fresno, they finally break through. Did they find something? Did they find something? You got to get a tutty here. It's a long drive, and they do it. So now can Georgia Tech bleed out the clock? No, it's 4th down. We're going play by play. 4th and 7 here. We cannot jump in. They get a 15-yarder. We cannot jump in until the 2-minute mark, folks. 1st and goal. 2nd and goal. We're jumping in. Can Fresno State tie this game up? It's Chadley Brown. Fred Hart, the Am legend, number 84. 2nd and goal. Fred Hart in motion. Shotgun. They're going to run to option. Chadley, touchdown! A 21-point comeback is complete. Oh no, Atlanta is silent. We've got a ball game here in the main event of BearCave. 24-24. Georgia Tech gets the ball with quarterback Clayton Tune. They're going to return this one out of the end zone, and that is going to be a nice return from Rowan Willows, the Buffalo transfer. And then you got another Yams player coming out, the lead back, Jerome Neal. He has the longest live touchdown in SFA history, 99 yards. It was on Army last season. But Lee McDuffie here, he is the starting running back as Clayton Tune's going to throw it. And he dumps it off cross-body to Lee McDuffie. They get something out of nothing. Heads up play there from Clayton Tune. He's really settled in this year when he's played. He's been very, very good, very reliable this year. Taking a step forward, taking this team a step forward to be a real contender at number 3. That was a late dump off. It worked. Broken tackles. That's a first there in Yam range. It's Casey Gaithier, one of their top targets. Oh boy, what do we got going here? Over 200 yards now for Tune. First and 10, 90 seconds left. It's going to be a run from Clayton. He breaks a tackle and he holds on to the ball. Beautiful play there. He gets 2 out of it. Patrick Clark, have yourself a day. 16 tackles don't have a lot of SFA players on this team. They got Siddiqui on the defensive line and then Vilma at safety. Toss out right. That's going to be Jerome Neal, the Yam legend. He pushes forward and gets himself 7. 3rd and 2. A chance to get off the field now for Fresno State. Remember, you don't want to leave too much time on the clock if you're Georgia Tech. You don't want to have to play defense. So they're going under center, slot back. Lee McDuffie. He's not going to motion. It's going to be the wide receiver. He gets stuck on each other, and they're going to throw this. And there goes Clayton. He just rolls out. He breaks 2. He's still on his feet inside the 35. 16 yards from Clayton Tune, and that might have just done it. They may just be in range. Patrick Clark gets to him. What a play by the quarterback, as now he's just throwing it away here. Doesn't want to take a chance. They still got 2 timeouts here. The world in the palm of their hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Come on, buddy. Don't screw this up, Clayton. Game-winning drive. They're going to throw it. Open man, it's Lee McDuffie, and he steps out. Making the field goal that much easier. But remember, folks, we saw in the USC game, these college kickers are not very good. They missed from like 25 yards away. So at the 21, Fresno State might want to start using their timeouts. McDuffie, it's going to be a toss to the outside. He turns the corner. He pushes. He gets 9. And here come the timeouts from Fresno State. It's now looking grim from the Bulldogs. 2nd and 1. Clayton Tune under center. Man in motion. They hand it off to the fullback, Caleb Hardy. He powers forward for the first. And that very well could do it as Siddiqui is on the tackle. 1st and goal. 40 seconds left. If you're Fresno State, you got to consider letting Georgia Tech score here. I think I would trust Fresno. I would trust Chadley Brown to score a touchdown 38 seconds more than them missing a field goal here. 2nd and goal. Handoff here. Open lane. Lee McDuffie. Balls on the ground! Oh my God! Fresno State recovers! Another goal line fumble! We saw it on game day last week. The scrum at the goal line and the ball is jarred free. Chadley Brown has the rock. Georgia Tech now has to hope for OT. What just happened? The impossible, that's what. 18 seconds left before we head to overtime in this classic. Can Chadley Brown do something unthinkable? It doesn't look like it. He's not going to snap it here. They are going to take one snap. Chadley, how far can he throw it? And he goes down. He hangs on. That could have been a fumble. So we've got free football, baby, after Lee McDuffie fumbles on the goal line like an absolute chump. So, Coach Mike, let me know your pick here. Oh, you don't get a pick. Never mind. Here we go. 24-24. Georgia Tech has the ball first. Last game of BearCave tonight. Got game day coming after Red River as he floats this. Oh, double coverage. Oh, my God. Vilmuck, he could have picked that off. The reject. 2nd and 10. Is Georgia Tech rattled? Is the top 5 team rattled? McDuffie in motion. It looks like it's Toon. And he gets half. Question is, Georgia Tech, historically, always just on the outside looking in at the top of the SFA ladder. They're always a fringe playoff team, fringe ACC team, right? Can they finally reach that mountaintop? They got to win these types of games. Clayton Toon, quick throw, he missed him! Oh, he had him too. He had the separation. And they're going to have to settle for 3. So here comes the field goal unit. To go up 3 points in the first frame of OT. The kick is up, and it's good! As we get an update here, Stanford struggled with winless Oregon State. Luckily, they were able to win that one. That would have been a funny one. So a touchdown wins the game for Sir Chadley Brown. Field goal extends it. Anything less, and the Yellow Jackets survive. 1st and 10. Fred Hart in motion. Watch out for him. Chadley, can he do the unthinkable? He's going empty. Chadley Brown over the middle. Open man! They got him with the crossing routes. The defenders collided. Look at this. As he breaks Derek Carr's record. Oh, he shattered that record. Holy crap. Chadley Brown, man, he's a beast. Remember, Fresno State's only loss was when Chadley Brown left the game. 1st and goal. A touchdown wins it for Fresno. Chadley Brown, the handoff to the outside. He cuts in, and he goes down inside the 5. Remember, guys, Georgia Tech had the win. All they had to do was kneel on it and kick a field goal. Instead, Lee McDuffie put it on the turf, on the goal line. 2nd and goal. Split tight ends. The handoff the other side. To the outside. He's short. He's at the 5. It's 3rd and goal. A chance now here for Georgia Tech. Can they extend this game? Chadley Brown out empty to win it. He drops back the corner blitz to the end zone, and he's short! Unreal! And they bring out the field goal unit. Short. So they have to bring out to tie it up, to send it to a 2nd OT. The kick, it's up, and it's good! What a thriller we've got here tonight. An SFA classic brewing, folks. So we flip sides. Fresno State starts with the rock. Chadley throws that over the middle. That's going to be a completion. Right back inside the 10. Welcome in, Wind. If you are just joining us, Georgia Tech was winning 24-3. Fresno State comes back in the second half, and then Georgia Tech drives all the way down, can just kick a field goal, but they fumble on the goal line, sending us to overtime. And now we have 2 field goals in the first frame. Now Chadley to the end zone, overthrown. Yeah, peak Atlanta moment. Exactly right, Pizza. So we got 2nd and 10 now. Chadley Brown. Chadley. He's going to scramble. There he goes. And he slides inside the 5. It's going to be 3rd down. Double OT. How will this one end? Can still get a first without a touchdown, but it's going to be tough. Chadley Brown in the full house. It's going to be a handoff. To the edge. He has room. Touchdown, Fresno. They take the lead. Their first lead since it was 3-0. And they have, remember, this is old overtime rules. There's 2 regular periods of OT before you go to more regular periods, but plus the 2-pointer. So can Georgia Tech respond? Touchdown extends it to 3rd OT. Anything less and Fresno escapes. Hands it off to Caleb Hardy. That's a 1-play response, folks. On your dome. We're going to 3. The SFA player shoots the gut, shoots the gap, whatever you want to call it. 3rd overtime. So now remember, guys, if anyone scores a touchdown, they have to go for 2. This is old school playoff rules. So Georgia Tech has the ball. If they score a touchdown, they'll have to go for 2. 1st and 10. Jerome in motion. He's going to get the carry. And this time they bring him down. Second and 8. Clayton Tune under center. Can they do it again? Quick throw out wide to Jerome Neal. He pushes forward towards that 1st down marker. They'll mark him short. So chance for Fresno to hold him to a field goal. Which team is going to blink first? The rain continues to pour here in Atlanta. The handoff here. Caleb can't do it. It's 4th down. They're going to have to settle for a field goal. And I don't think we've seen a carry for McDuffie since he fumbled. As here is the field goal attempt to push it back up 3. The kick. It's up. And it is good for Tech. So here comes Georgia Tech now on defense. They've got to get a stop. Chadley Brown, 2nd chance to win with a touchdown. He yams out to the corner. It connects. They're back inside the 10. Every time they've held the rock, they've had a 1 play into around the 10-yard line. He's so good when he has the field, but when they get close to the end zone, this is where problems tend to happen. 1st down. Chadley Brown. Quick option for the legend. He spins inside, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Not sure why they're running so much when they get close. Just continue to throw it with Chadley. I would take 4 chances at the end zone with Chadley's arm. This team does not have the kind of run blocking they need. 2nd and 8. Chadley drops back. Chadley steps up. Dump sack short. And it's dropped. Could have gotten him a bit closer there. And we've also seen no targets to Fred Hart. He's really looking like a member of the Yams right now. 12 catches across the entire year. Straight bum, but he's in the slot. Fred Hart. Chadley. They hand it off on 3rd and 8. What are you doing, you dummies? To send us to a 4th overtime. Left hash. The 28-yarder from Fresno State. The kick. It's up and it's good. 4 overtimes. I believe our record is 6. As now Fresno State takes control as we flip sides. They bring a blitz. They pick it up. He floats that one. It was risky, but completed. Once again, one play right down inside the 10, or inside the 15. They hurried up into the pistol. Chadley Brown, a quick throw on the bubble. It's Freddie Hart! And he only gets 2. Straight bum for Fred, as he holds the all-time record for receiving yards. Okay, buddy. I was such a Fred Hart lover until he stunk it up for the Yams. He was the best player on the team, and he did nothing. Leon Fox didn't do him any favors, though. 2nd and 8. Chadley Brown back inside the 10. Another handoff, and that goes nowhere. What is the play calling for the Bulldogs? You know you can't run the ball. It's not working. Put it in your quarterback's hands. One of the best arm talents in the country. 3rd and 10. Chadley Brown. It's a delayed give. Oh my God, they're choking. So in the 4th overtime, to take the lead with another field goal. Fresno State, the kick, it's up and it is good! So this is the first time in this entire overtime that Georgia Tech has the game in their hands. They've had to settle for 3. They had to score a touchdown. A touchdown wins it now for them. Clayton Tune, he takes off. First play, he has the sideline. Oh, what a hit. Thank God Tune gets up. What a run from Tune, but he got absolutely walloped. 1st and 10. Man in motion is Lee McDuffie. Oh, the jet to Jerome up the gut, and they're inside the 5. Things are getting hairy now for Fresno. They've got to find a way to nut up on defense. Hold the line. 2nd and 3. Man in motion. It's a toss to Jerome. He has the edge, and what a hit! Third down. 3rd and goal. Can Fresno State get the stop? Man in motion again. Quick option from Clayton, and he gets it! Touchdown, Georgia Tech! They walk it off in quadruple OT! And that's not rain, folks. That's Bulldog tears raining from the sky. In an instant classic. It was always going to be Tune. As a lot of talk this week about them dropping below Southern Miss. Might have taken their eye off the ball a bit, but they survived a group of 5. 43-40 in triple or quadruple OT. So that is a Georgia Tech no cover, folks. What a way to end this BearCave. That's going on the history sheet. And he broke 2 tackles there. The old Texas Tech. Yeah, 2 instant classics for sure. I got to put the Coastal game on there. If you like this game, go watch the watch party later on. My God, what a game. So let's see how this one shook out. Because it was Georgia Tech for a while. They scored 3 and then it was 24 unanswered. And then all of a sudden, Fresno State started coming through. And then look at this overtime sequence. Just absolutely ridiculous. And I wonder if we can get the highlight of the fumble. But Clayton Tune, 17-24, 217, 1 touchdown through the air, and then running the ball. Lee McDuffie, he had the fumble, but they all ran very well today. On defense, it was Herschel Swancoat with 5 TFLs. He was dominating the middle. The sacks for Brewster and Swancoat. No interceptions. Deflections. Fumbles, no. And as we look for Fresno State here, Chadley Brown, 25 of 37, 331, 1 touchdown through the air. They gave way too many carries to Dan Harper here. A 69 overall, dude. Just put it in Brown's hands. 30 overall difference. Come on. And 18 tackles for Patrick Clark. Have yourself a day, buddy. Absolute beast. 3 total sacks. No interceptions. The deflections, only 2. And a fumble forced for Eric Pennington. So let's see if we can see that fumble at the end of regulation. Because we know last week on... We know last week... Where was this? It's not... Is it going to give us anything? Oh, yeah. It's way at the bottom. So, fumble recovery. Do we have a replay? Yes, we do! Because last week, we saw it was a player, Charlie Gutierrez, that made the play. So, this was a beautiful run. It looked like this is going to be a touchdown. And then, but look at all the red shirts. I mean, they're just ripping at that ball eventually. And he's... Yeah, so it was this guy right here. So, it was Pennington. Yeah. So, Pennington... He comes in, you know, McDuffie's slinging this guy off. He knows there's a guy there, and then just that big bear claw just pokes it free. Totally a fumble. And then everybody falls forward, and it's just sitting back there. And what a play, dude. What a classic. That's 2 weeks in a row we've had a crazy finish. So, as always, guys, we'll be back for the Red River rivalry here in a couple of minutes. But first, we always take a look at next week's slate. Now, knowing what we know now. As first off, I got to get my players of the game. And remember, guys, this is a Georgia Tech no cover. Wild game. And I think that's our first no cover of the entire day. It is. So... Let's make sure we had only one game remaining here. So that's the game we're going to watch. Nothing else. So week 9, what's on the slate for next week? Colorado ISU, Florida State Syracuse, North Texas Wyoming. This one, Tulane UTSA. For sure, BearCave. UNLV San Diego State. Oh, baby, we got a big one. Georgia Tech and North Carolina. Southern Miss, Oregon and Cal, Western Kentucky, Navy, Oklahoma State, TCU. This could be good. Arizona, Stanford, Texas, Rice, Notre Dame. Some great matchups. We got Washington State. People are wanting them on a game day. Probably not that week. Cincy, Louisville, Auburn, Miami, Coastal, and FAU. Ooh, another great one. Baylor A&M, Michigan, Minnesota. Yeah, so Army won outright and Ole Miss lost. Wyoming lost outright to Hawaii. It was like 2 scores. So it wasn't close, but it wasn't like a terrible loss. So that will do it for this stream. I'll be back in probably less than 3 minutes. I'm just going to quickly switch everything over, and we'll be back for game day. So great one coming up. We got B-Dog versus Jay Jettas, Texas versus Oklahoma. Always a fantastic game. So I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Peace.